Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. So today we're actually going to do something a little bit different. We're going to deconstruct a classic fable, the story of the honest merchant. And the goal here is to really discover how one single, seemingly small ethical decision can just completely change a person's entire trajectory. We always hear that honesty is the best policy, right? But today we're going to look at the actual mechanics behind that idea. We're breaking down exactly how trust earns significantly better rewards than just chasing those quick, short-term gains. Okay, let's just dive right into this with a pretty provocative question, one that really tests human nature. I want you to imagine you're walking alone in a forest. There is literally no one around, no cameras, no witnesses, nothing. And you stumble upon a bag filled with gold coins. Would you turn down half a bag of that untraceable wealth? I mean, be honest. You'd at least think about it, right? This instantly sets the stakes for our whole exploration into the true price of honesty. Because, it's super easy to claim we're honest when everyone is watching, but what actually happens when you hold a secret fortune right in your hands? All right, part one, the bag of gold. So we're kicking off our deconstruction with our protagonist, Kareem. He's a merchant who is already pretty well known for his honesty, and he faces this sudden, totally unexpected test of character in the forest when he finds that small bag of gold coins. Now notice the deliberate sequence of actions here. Step 1, he finds the gold. But look at steps 2 and 3. Instead of, just quietly pocketing this massive windfall, Kareem travels to a nearby village and loudly announces his discovery to the public. And this is a really crucial distinction. Kareem isn't just being passively honest. He's not just sitting around waiting to see if someone comes looking for it. He's being proactively honest. He actually goes out of his way to seek out the rightful owner, turning a private secret into a totally public declaration. Moving on to part 2, refusing the immediate reward. This brings us to a pivotal interaction where Kareem's integrity is first verified and then immediately challenged by a very tempting offer. So after a little time passes, the rightful owner emerges. It's an old woman who steps forward, but she doesn't just say, "Hey, that's mine." No, she perfectly describes the bag and states the exact number of coins inside. So there is absolutely zero doubt she is the true owner. And because of this flawless verification, the villagers looking on are just absolutely amazed by Kareem's transparency. I mean, he didn't take a single coin. He kept the whole thing entirely intact. Now look at the stark contrast between these two options. The old woman is just overcome with gratitude, right? So she offers Kareem half the gold as a reward. This is a massive, incredibly lucrative, immediate payout. It's totally legal, it's culturally acceptable, and it's being freely offered. But look at the other side. Kareem just smiled and politely refused. He literally leaves half a bag of gold on the table, totally willingly. Let's just pause for a second and let these words really breathe. Helping someone recover what they lost is reward enough. This specific phrase from the text, it's the philosophical anchor of the entire transaction. You see, Kareem doesn't view his honesty as some transactional tool to extract a reward. For him, the integrity of the act itself is just the baseline of his character. He's not looking to profit off someone else's misfortune or their gratitude. Which leads us to part 3, earning the ultimate reward. Because Kareem's refusal wasn't just some polite gesture in a vacuum. It was a highly visible, very public display of character. And as we all know, in business and in life, you never quite know who is watching. In this case, the village chief witnessed this entire interaction. He saw the gold, he saw the verification, and most importantly, he saw Kareem refuse that immediate reward. And because the chief knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that Kareem could be completely trusted, Kareem was basically handed the keys to the kingdom. He was chosen to manage the entire village's trade. And this right here brilliantly illustrates our core focus. Just look at the scale of these two outcomes. On the one hand, we have the short-term payout, half a bag of gold. I mean, it's a nice bonus, sure, but it's a finite one. Once it's spent, it's gone for good. But on the other hand, look at the long-term economic opportunity. Managing all the village trade. By demonstrating unshakable trust, Kareem unlocked a massive, recurring, and exponentially larger reward. That is exactly how trust earns better rewards. Let's actually watch how this compounds over time. In minutes, he finds the gold. Within hours, he announces it. Within a few days, he refuses the 50% reward. Over the coming months, he's given control of the trade. And for years afterward, he experiences lasting success. So it started as literally a split-second microtransaction in the forest, just snowballed into a macro-level lifetime of achievement. The return on investment for his honesty just kept compounding over time. All right, part 4, the formula for trust. Because honestly, this isn't just some nice fairy tale. We can actually extract a really clear, actionable formula here about why his business thrived from that day forward. The source text makes it a point to explicitly note that Kareem's subsequent success was completely devoid of luck. It wasn't about being in the right place at the right time anymore. It was entirely fueled by a community's belief in his character. When people trust you, all that usual friction in business, it just disappears. Negotiations become easier, partnerships form a lot faster. His ongoing success was basically a direct mathematical output of the community's trust. So the crucial takeaway is this really simple 3-step formula. Step 1. Honesty and integrity act as your initial investment. You've got to put that capital in first, often when it's super difficult or when it literally costs you something, like turning down half a bag of gold. Step 2. Earning trust is the yield on that investment. And step 3, lasting success is the ultimate dividend. You really cannot skip straight to step 3 without firmly establishing step 1. By defining the moral of the story this way, exactly as the source text does, we see exactly why playing the long game of integrity always outperforms chasing immediate one-off rewards. That half bag of gold, it's kind of a trap of short-term thinking. Real, lasting success requires building a foundation so incredibly strong that an entire village, or, an entire client base, feels completely secure placing their livelihood right in your hands. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to apply to your own life and your own career. When you face those quiet moments where you could easily take a shortcut or grab a really quick unearned win, I want you to ask yourself this. Are you settling for half the gold, or are you building the unshakable trust required to manage the whole trade? The choice is always yours. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this changes how you view your next big decision.